since I went away. I knew that I'd be back someday. I hope it's not too late for me. I'm ready now to lose my foolish pride. I'm coming home to your love. I'm coming home.
Happy holidays and welcome to the inaugural O'Reilly Winter Street Stocks race. Tonight we're here at Bowman Gray Stadium for the NR2003. On this cold Christmas night here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, these 28 drivers are ready and determined to put their names first on the history books here in the Winter Street Stocks. But before we get started, let's take a look at our starting lineup. So on the pole, we have Nathan Baird, a two-time Summer Series winner, and next to him, Beal making his return to the Random J Series for the first time since June. Row 2, Johnny Hernandez, a winner from the Bristol Night Race, and John McFadden making his return to Atlanta Motorsports for the first time since 2018. Row 3, Devin Payment and Summer Series champion Kellen Baker. Row 4, two Matthews here, Matthew Hill and Matthew Burnett. Row 5, Jason Albert and Ryan Wilson, two former Summer Series drivers there. Row 6, Dan Mattiello, a runner-up from the Summer Series, and newcomer Joe T. Row 7, Jordan Stell and Alex Casstevens. Row 8, Hoodlum, a winner from the Southern 500, and John Fredrickson. Row 9, Sean Ard and Random J. Row 10, Ryan Benjamin and David Johnson. Row 11, Trey Smith and Dan DJ, two former Summer Series winners there. Row 12, Owen Miles and Herbert Solomon. Row 13, Richard Herman, a winner from the inaugural Summer Series race back in Armory Digital, and Nargan Scott. And finally in row 14, Braden Carruthers and Keyshawn Richardson. Looking at the track info here, we're going to go 75 laps on this quarter-mile long short track with 0 degrees of banking. This is pretty much like your track and field at a local high school stadium. And as for the weather, as I mentioned, it's a very, very cold night here at Bowman Gray Stadium, 27 degrees Fahrenheit with 8 miles per hour towards the northwest. And now, it is time for the pre-race ceremony, starting with our national anthem. And now, for the first time here in the O'Reilly Winter Street Stocks, it is time for the starting command.
Drivers, start your engines!
before we get everything out of the way, I just want to say a brief shout out and thank you to all of our admins, our painters, and everyone who helped make this series possible, and of course Kellen Baker for coming up with this idea to begin with. And I'm definitely honored to be with y'all on this really weird 2020 Christmas. Here you go, pace car down the grass, and for the first time in Winter Street Stocks history, we're under green. Nathan Baird in 87 for Baker Racing, who he's lap number 1 of 75, and already pulls away to 0.2 of a second lead over Johnny Hernandez. As he reaches yet another lap here, as Brendan Beal is side by side with Devin Payment, looks like he'll clear him for third. Pack so 2 or 3 wide here, coming off of turn number 2. It's got trouble in turn number 2. Jordan Stout and Joe T go around in the wall. Keyshawn Richard also gets a piece of that, as we're already under caution for the first time here in the Winter Street Stocks. That didn't take long. It looks like Nathan Baird led the field back to the stripe, as we're going to take a look at the replay to see what caused our first ever caution here in the Winter Street Stocks. So going into turn number 1 and 2, we were 3 wide between Sean R, Alex Casstevens, and Joe T. It looks like Sean R shoved Casstevens into Joe T and into Jordan Stout. Stout up in the air there a little bit, and Keyshawn Richardson, well, there in the last second, slamming into the 9. On board with Jordan Stout here. Oh man, again, went up in the air there. Coming off a pretty disappointing Summer Series season. Definitely not the way he wanted to start his Winter Street Stocks campaign. On board with Alex Casstevens. You know, like I said, he got shoved by Sean R into Joe T and into Jordan Stout. There was not enough room for 3 cars there. And as you can see, there's the damage on the 11 car of Jordan Stout. But anyways, Nathan Baird leads the first ever Winter Street Stocks race, as we're under caution because of this. Welcome back to the inaugural Winter Street Stocks race here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Take a look at a nice view of that sellout crowd here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Currently, Nathan Baird in 87 is your leader. That car owned by Baker Racing. Johnny Hernandez and Brendan Beal fall behind him in 2nd and 3rd respectively. As the pace car goes back down to the grass, we're back under green here at Bowman Gray. And already into turn number 1, what a great restart for Johnny Hernandez. He's side by side with Nathan Baird for the lead. Down the backstretch and into turns 3 and 4. Hernandez still on the inside. He forces the 87 up the outside as Johnny Hernandez, I believe that time by, leads a lap. 46 and 87 still side by side. Going into turns 3 and 4. And this time Hernandez gets the advantage. Lap number 10 of 75 this time. Johnny Hernandez to the lead. Johnny Hernandez finished inside the top 5 in the Summer Series standings. Almost was a contender for the championship until getting wrecked out at Denver. Trying to redeem himself here in the Winter Street Stocks as we're on board with Devin Payment here. Side by side there with Brendan Beal for 3rd. Looks like he will clear the 37 for 3rd. As he works on the 87 now for 2nd. Johnny Hernandez now has almost half a second lead on the 87 car as Devin Payment clears the 37. And we got a quick flyby at the field here with all of these great looking paint schemes. As Johnny Hernandez still leads the field by almost half a second over Nathan Baird. Devin Payment in 3rd, still trying to hold off Brendan Beal there in the 37. So far, a pretty decent run for both the 88 and the 37, which both struggled mostly in the Summer Series. There's John McFadden there in 5th. So far, the highest Atlanta Motorsports driver. There's Matthew Hill in 6th in the 90 car. And there's your Summer Series champion, Kellen Baker, currently in 7th. Trying to pick off where he left off in the GSS. He's got a battle for 8th here between Hoodlum and Dan Mattiello. Looks like Hoodlum will clear the 17 car off for turn number 2. Hoodlum, the only unsponsored driver here in the Winter Street Stocks. But that doesn't seem to matter as he is holding off the runner-up from the GSS there and falls down to 9th. Ryan Wilson in 10th. Good run so far for the newest member of Spine Biffa Racing, or one of the newest members. There's Sean Art in 11th, who just got passed by another Spine Biffa driver in Matthew Burnett, driving the number 4 Phoenix sponsored car. There's the 99 of John Fredrickson, a little bit of hood damage there alongside Random J in the 53. Alex Casstevens currently in 15th. He passed by Jason Albert and Trey Smith. 2 former Summer Series drivers there still side by side, battling for positions. Ryan Benjamin currently in 18th as he holds off David Johnson in 19th. And Dan DJ runs off the top 20 here as he's now side by side with Nargan Scott in 86. One of the only 2 sled cars in the field, as everyone else is Novas, Monte Carlos, and Fords. There's Jordan Stout, despite that damage, still going on strong. Side by side there of Owen Miles in the 80 car. There's Richard Herman, your inaugural Summer Series winner back in May. Not having a good night here so far. Behind him is Braden Crowther, who's in the 77 car. Another former Summer Series driver there. And there's behind him is Keyshawn Richardson, currently side by side with Herbert Solomon. 26. Currently 27 drivers on the track, with the only exception being Joe T in the 9, who was of course involved in our first caution out of the race 22 laps down. Definitely not the way the 9 team wanted to start off the Winter Series campaign. On board for Nathan Bear currently. Trying to take back that lead from Johnny Hernandez as we're about to complete lap number 27 of 28. And as those two are continuing to battle for the lead, Devin Payment's actually caught up a little bit to both those drivers. Almost a full second ahead of Brendan Beal, currently in 4th position. But Johnny Hernandez continues to lead here, lap number 31 to 75. As we're now going to catch up to some lap traffic here. Currently the first lap car in the leader's sights is Keyshawn Richardson, the 24 car, who was of course involved in our first caution. And of course lap cars will be just as big, if not even a bigger factor than it was in the Summer Series, as of course all of our 8 races here are short tracks. And as Johnny Hernandez leads lap number 32, it's time for the first ever Winter Street Stocks Crank It Up. Lap number 42 is 75 here at Bowman Gray. We got a battle for second between Nathan Baird and Devin Payment. Off of turn 2 and into the back straightaway. There's still a side-by-side from that position. Payment on the inside with Baird are still stuck on the outside. Looks like going into turns 1 and 2. Devin Payment up to second place. Nathan Baird tucks into third as he now has to deal with Brendan Beal that position. Devin quickly closing in on Johnny Hernandez, who is your leader, who was struggling to get passed by Richard Herman. He was struggling for quite some time now to get passed by that 95 car. As here comes Devin now on the inside, going into turns 1 and 2. Johnny holds him off in the back straightaway, but going into turns 3 and 4, they're side by side for the lead. Lap number 46 to 75. Into turns 1 and 2, Devin Payment with the advantage. Will he clear the 46? Looks like off of turns 3 and 4, he will clear the 46. Devin Payment to the lead. Johnny get that lead back. And as that happens, Brendan Beal is now up to third. On board now to 46. Hernandez up the middle as Devin continues to run the inside. Lap number 49 to 75. One fact about Devin Payment, it took him 15 races to lead a lap in the Summer Series, but out here in the Winter Street Stocks, he leads a lap in the first ever race. How about that? Meanwhile, John McFadden actually got around Nathan Baird for fourth, as the 87 car drops down to fifth. Matthew Hill is still in sixth, as the 87 is now looking to the outside of the 89. Looks like the 89, looks like John McFadden will hold him off here, as Brendan Beal still holds on to his third spot here. As here comes Johnny Hernandez again, going into turns 1 and 2. He's actually gained about a 10th of a second on the 88 car, trying to get back that spot. Currently, that 46 car has led the most laps here tonight. Looks like that time by, the gap is now exactly 3/10 of a second. Well, lap 55 is 75, 21 laps to go. It may seem like a long time, but this track is absolutely nothing since the lap times are essentially nothing. So now down to 20 laps to go. Here comes Brendan Beal now for second. Johnny Hernandez now trying to hold him off. Looks like so far he does. Will the 37 commit to the inside? Looks like the 37 are staying fourth. It's going to battle for fourth now between John McFadden and Nathan Baird. Baird on the inside while McFadden is stuck on the outside. Still side by side off turn number 4 and into turns 1 and 2 now. And Nathan Baird will get back that fourth spot. And as McFadden goes back down to fifth. There's Matthew Hill still in sixth, Hoodlum still in seventh, Kellen Baker in eighth, Mattiello in ninth, and Ryan Wilson still in the top 10. Sean R still in 11th, Random J up to 12 as he gets passed by Matthew Burnett there. John Fredrickson, Alex Casstevens, Trey Smith still in their respective positions. David Johnson in 17th, Jason Albert in 18th. I'm going to hold off Nargan Scott there for 19th. Brian Benjamin rounds off the top 20. Brandon Carruthers is up to 21st. Dan DJ in 35 and 22nd. Owen Miles in 23rd. Not a good day for Jack Cohen Racing, as Owen Miles is outside the top 20, and one of the drivers, Joe T, is out of the race. Herbert Solomon in 24th. Jordan Stout still in 25th. Keyshawn Richardson in 26th. And Richard Herman currently 27th, the last car on the lead lap. As Devin Payment's quickly closing there in the 88. And as the laps wind down here, it looks like the gap between the 88 and 46 is over 0.6 of a second. Johnny's got to hope Devin makes some sort of mistake here to pounce and get back that lead, potentially. As I mentioned, the Summer Series, Devin did not lead a lap until race number 15 in Atlanta, where he led about a handful of laps. By the end of the Summer Series season, he finished 20th in the points, leading 30 laps. And assuming nothing goes wrong here, at least the rest of the laps here, he would have almost already matched that total with 30 laps. And as I say that, here comes Devin approaching Richard Herman, the 95. Is he going to be a pain to pass? Now off of turn 4, Devin now looking to the inside of Richard Herman with 8 laps to go now. Side by side down the back straightaway. Devin on the inside there. Looks like he will get around Richard Herman there. As of course that inside lane has been the most preferred lane here tonight. Herman trying to fight back, but it's not enough as Devin clears him once again. 6 laps to go this time by. Johnny Hernandez that time by actually getting about a 10th of a second on Devin Payment. But I don't think that's going to be enough here, as well as the fact that he has to pass Richard Herman to even get close to the 88. Coming down to 4 laps to go now. Brendan Beal now trying to get a run off Johnny Hernandez for second. As the laps continue to wind down here, 3 laps to go. John McFadden trying to pass Nathan Baird again. Looks like Nathan Baird is able to hold on there for 4th. As you come down to 2 laps to go. Down the backstretch, Devin has over a full second lead over Johnny Hernandez. And going in turns 3 and 4, he will cede the white flag. 1 lap to go here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Down the backstretch and going into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Devin's going to be the first, put his name in the history books. Checkered flag is out. Devin Payment wins the inaugural Winter Street Stocks race. Congratulations to Devin Payment and Spina Biffa Racing there, winners here tonight at Bowman Gray Stadium for the inaugural Winter Street Stocks race. Very, very impressive performance there by the 88 team here tonight. And definitely a great way to kick off the Winter Street Stocks season. But now, it's time to look at the finishing results and point standings after this race. So here we go. Finishing first is Devin Payment. Again, a very, very impressive performance by the 88 team here tonight. Perform where they needed to. Finishing second is Johnny Hernandez, who actually led the most laps here tonight of 37 laps. Even though he didn't win, it's still a really good start for that 46 team. Finishing third is Brendan Beal. Good return race for him. Finishing fourth is your pole sitter Nathan Baird, who ended up winning 8 laps here tonight. Finishing fifth is John McFadden, who's the highest finishing Atlanta Motorsports driver. Matthew Hill, another good debut for him, finishing 6th. Kellen Baker, a Summer Series champion, finishing 7th. As Mattiello finishes right behind him in 8th position. Good start there for those 2 Summer Series drivers. Finishing 9th is Hodlum, a good run there for Hernandez Racing, with both of their cars getting top 10s. And rounding off the top 10 is Ryan Wilson, the 31, as 2 Spina Biffa cars make up the top 10. And now for the point standings, nothing very much going on here since it's the first race. Devin Payment currently with 47 points is the points leader. Johnny Hernandez trails by 3. He got bonus points for leading the most laps. John McFadden trails by 8 in 5th. Matthew Hill trails by 9. Kellen Baker trails by 10. Mattiello trails by 11. Hoodlum trails by 12. And Ryan Wilson trails by 13 points. So next up, race number 2, we head to the Colorado National Speedway for the Colorado Chevy Dealers 200. That'll be on his channel New Year's Day 2021 at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That'll be on a Friday, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, thank you all for watching this inaugural Winter Street Stocks race. Here's hope to a good season, and also happy holidays to everyone watching. Whatever holidays you celebrate, doesn't really matter. Hope you're all staying safe and have a happy holidays with your family. And I'll see you guys next week.